Hello! Hi everyone! This is PRTN Slides and I am beyond grateful to all of you who subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much to all of you, as this will be a huge step forward for us to spread our knowledge and skills and to also ramp up your competencies on how to create a marvelous presentation for your academic, business, and work reports. This is now the beginning, and as I promised, I am here today to teach you how to create an awesome PowerPoint presentation. You will learn how to apply and make a magical morph transition or animation and also the zoom effect in this tutorial. So, prepare yourself because we will now begin our road to become a pro PowerPoint creator. Let's grab that A+ grade, we'll make them focus. Let's get started. Alright, so we will begin with our blank presentation page. The first thing that we need to do is our title slide. Let me show you how I did this. There you go, a very smooth and jaw-dropping morph transition effect. So let's go back here. Now we need to insert, go to picture and go to stock images. So we need our main background photo. Let's search mountain. There you go. So there's a lot of mountain pictures here. So for example, you want to use this picture. Just select this and hit insert. But we need to use this photo for our presentation today. Let's just copy this. So Ctrl+C, copy. Right click on the solid white background and hit format background. Select picture or texture fill and select clipboard. Now our photo became the main background of our first slide. So let's just paste this photo here. Now we need to blur this. So right click, go to format picture, go to artistic effect, and select the blur. And increase the radius to 100. There you go. So we just need to copy this blurred photo to make it our main background. Right click on the solid white background, select format background, and hit picture or texture fill and hit clipboard. There you go. Now let's delete this layer. And now here in our first slide, next thing that we need to do is to remove the portion of the sky and remain the mountains. So let's go to picture format, go to remove background. Here we could use the mark areas to keep. We will mark the areas that we need here on this photo. And we will just do the same thing again and again until we reach and attain our perfect result. On the other hand, we could also use the mark areas to remove. For instance, we want to remove the sky, so we will just mark it with red. And there you go. The violet area means that all of those portions will be removed. So just do the same thing until we reach this perfect result. There you go. Now for our title slide, on this first slide, let's zoom out. Let's just increase this mountain. It's all up to you if what size do you want, but I prefer to make it like this for a more emphasis of the intricacy of our mountain. And let's just copy this on the second slide and adjust it on its original size. So this is our first slide. There you go. And this is our second slide. Now the next thing that we need to do is go to insert, go to text box, and we will insert our title for our presentation. So let's type our title here. Let's try Summit. Put it on the middle, increase the size, and let's try to choose something elegant for our font style. Please always take note that when creating a PowerPoint presentation, we need to stick in using 2 to 3 font styles, because if we will use plenty of different font styles, it will look inappropriate and difficult for your viewers to comprehend your creation or your PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so please take note of that. So we need our title to on the back of this mountain. So what we did is we just changed the color to white and insert some and put some emphasis rather by clicking the text shadow earlier. Okay, so there you go. So we need to copy our title and paste it on our first slide. Hold shift and then drag the title down, and then we need to hide this title. So go to shape, format, and hit send backward. So there you go. So this is our second slide. And don't forget to use the magical morph transition effect. There you go. So that's how we do the basic morph transition effect in this tutorial. So let's try to adjust the title and make it really appropriate and elegant for our presentation.
Okay, so let's check how it looks like. There you go. Fantastic. Perfect.
Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is to add our short description and this minimal glass morphism right over here. So let's go back here. Let's go to insert, go to text box, and drag your text box right over here. And try to insert your own description. So let's say mountain hike. Let's adjust it on the middle, make it color white, and select the font. And let's add some space between the letters for it to become more elegant. There you go. So the next thing that we need to do is our minimal glass morphism. So let's go to insert, shapes, and select the rounded rectangle. Decrease the edges. Right click on the rectangle, on the rounded rectangle, but don't forget to remove the outline. Right click, hit format shape, and select the slide background fill. This is the key for our glass morphism. The filler for this shape would be the blurred background that we did earlier. So let's try to add some emphasis on this glass morphism by inserting a shadow. Let's try to decrease the transparency to 45% and increase the blur to 20. There you go. Just a minimal emphasis. So let's try to add some description inside. Let's say explore. Let's add also some spaces in every letters. Decrease the size, and there you go. Don't forget to add the transition for it to become more magical and elegant morph transition effect. So there you go. Let's add some animation for our description. Let's try this fade. Let's go to animation pane and use start with preview so that it will automatically play during the slideshow. Let's copy the glass morphism on the first slide and drag it down right over here. So why am I doing this, if you may ask? Well, you will see later on. So this is our first slide. Let's try to play it. So this is our slideshow. There you go. So that's the reason why we put it on the bottom of our first slide. So that's how you play the morph transition effect. This is now our second slide, our title slide. So let's copy this second slide, and now we will be doing our content for this presentation. So for our third slide, let's just delete all of this. There you go, delete. And let's try to increase the size of the mountain. It's all up to you if what size, but let's just do something like this. So again, it's all up to you if how are you going to style your third slide. I am encouraging you to be creative as possible. So here's now our third slide. Now let's go to insert, go to shapes, and select the square or the box and put it right over here. We will be doing the dim effect or the dark effect here on this slide, just like what we had on our Netflix PowerPoint tutorial. So let's delete these gradient stops and let's just retain 2 gradient stops. And for the direction, let's try this linear left. So change the color to black. I think it's wrong. Let's try to change the direction to linear right. There you go, linear right. Now select these gradient stops and increase the transparency of this to 100. See, there you go. So this is the dim effect. This is the result. Don't forget to remove the outline. Go to shape outline and remove our outline for this shape. There you go. If you ask where did I get this guide, so go to view. So just uncheck these guides, or if you want, go check these guides, these grid lines as well, and also the ruler if you need them. But we currently do not need all of these right now. So there you go. So let's just adjust this dim effect right over here. There you go. Now the next thing that we need to do is just to add our subtitle and our description for our presentation. So let's drag our text box here and insert our subtitle. Let's say mountain again. And let's change the font style, and adding the spaces between the letters. It's really all up to you how are you going to design your presentation, but I really suggest to make it simple but elegant as possible for your viewers, of course, to easily understand and comprehend your presentation. In this way, of course, you will grab their attention fully and make them focused on your report. So there you go. That's how. Let's just add some short descriptions here and adjust the alignment. And let's try a different font, Times New Roman. So we will be sticking in using 2 fonts here in our presentation. So let's just adjust. There you go. So this is now our third slide. Let's try to increase our subtitle, adjust the description. There you go. And do not forget to add the morph transition for this slide. So let's go to transition and select morph. There you go. So that's how you play the morph transition effect here. But let's add something, some effect here to make it more elegant and awesome for our morph transition. Let's just copy and paste our subtitle and description on the second slide, like what we did on our glass morphism earlier. So take a look for this. There you go. So this is just simple. That's how you play around with the morph transition effect. So let's copy our third slide and make our second content for our fourth slide. So let's try to adjust our mountain, and now we will be creating our content on the left portion of our slide. So let's adjust this dim effect, put it on the left side, and also our subtitles. Let's say this is the content number 1, and let's try to adjust our description again right over here. Decrease the font size to make it appropriate, and let's try to add another description below. So let's make 2 of these. Let's try to change number 1 to number 2. There you go.
So to select all of them, just hold Shift and select each of these elements.
And then
And then hit Control G. Then go to Transition and select Morph for our animation.
so we did again the morph here, but it's quite awful. So let's adjust and make some correction here. So let's paste all of these on our third slide and adjust it right over here, just like what we did earlier. So let's check. Okay, so the description are good, but it's kinda awful for the dim effect. So let's copy again the content from the third slide to our fourth slide and paste it here and adjust right over here. Now let's try to check what we have. There you go, a smooth and jaw-dropping morph transition effect. So far we have this. There you go. A very elegant PowerPoint presentation. So now let's create our fifth slide. Select the fourth slide, Control D, and now we have our fifth slide. So let's just remove all of these, all of our descriptions, and our dim effect, and resize this mountain to its original version, just like this. There you go, and let's add our title for this slide. On our fifth slide, it will be the slide that will contain our zoom effect later on. So let's try to add our title first here. Let's say pick, and select our font style and increase the size. There you go. We just add some space between the letters, and don't forget to hit text shadow. There you go. It's found right over here. Text shadow. There you go. So we will insert our zoom slides later on. But I need to teach you something elegant for our presentation. So let's try to add 3 circles right over here. This is like the guides for our slideshow later on. So we will see how these 3 little circles will do their role later on. So let's adjust the spaces, have some equal spaces, hold shift and select all of the circles, and hit Control G, and add the shape outline. Let's make it color white and remove the fill. Let's also add some glow for their emphasis, and let's make it color white. There you go. So for our third slide, since this is our first content slide, for our third slide, there you go. Let's select this first circle. Let's select this first circle and fill it with white color. There you go. So this symbolizes or represents that we are on our first content slide. Let's just copy all of them and do the same thing for our fourth slide. Shape, fill, color white. There you go. And let's copy this again. Paste it right over here. Remove the shape fill for the second circle and fill up the third circle with color white. There you go. So this is how it looks like. So go to transition, preview. There you go. So that's the accent or the minimal design that we did for this presentation. So far, we have this very elegant PowerPoint presentation. I really hope you learned something valuable on this tutorial. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification for you to become updated for more PowerPoint tutorials. Alright, so now we will do the zoom effect here on our presentation. So for this empty slide, we'll just insert our photo, go to picture, go to stock images, and let's try to search mountain right over here. So we will just do the same thing that what we did on our second slide earlier. And there's a lot of mountains here. It's all up to you what picture do you want to use, but let's just insert this on our slide. There you go. So we will make it blur again, just like what we did on the second slide. So this is what we're trying to do, except this description and title. So right click, go to format picture, then go to artistic effects and select the blur. There you go, select the blur. And let's try to adjust the blur to 35. There you go. So let's just copy this, Ctrl C, then hit reset. Now right click on the solid white background and hit picture or texture fill and select clipboard. Now our blurred photo earlier became our main background in this slide. Just like what we did, go to picture format and remove background. We will again retain this mountain. So let's just mark the areas to keep and do the same thing again and again until we reach our perfect result. So we want to have this kind of picture. There you go, perfect. So again, let's try to increase the size of this mountain, just like what we did earlier again on our second slide. Let's adjust the position, increase the size again. There you go. So now let's add our subtitle again, right over here. And since the background is color white, let's just retain the color of our subtitle into color black. And just add our font styles, increase the size, there you go. And don't forget the text shadow. The letter S right over here is the text shadow. So you just need to hit that for you to have the text shadow on your title, on your subtitle. So let's add our description. So this is how I make the text template for our slides. You could just copy or do the same thing for our description, but if you want to insert your own description, it's all up to you. Again, I am encouraging everyone to be creative as possible. So let's just add some accents, some designs. So we will go to our icons, search location. There's a lot of icons right over here that you could choose from. Let's try this map. I think this will be very cool for our presentation. So let's insert this. There you go. Just some minimal design for our slide right over here. So let's just adjust, tilt it a little bit, and there you have it. As I have said earlier, the simplest, the better. The simple presentation, but elegant, the simple, clean, and elegant presentation that you will have will make your audience focus on your report presentation. For our 7th and 8th slide, we'll just do the same thing. So I just copied the 7th and 8th slide from our ready-made presentation. Now let's go to our 5th slide, then hit insert, go to zoom, and then select the slide zoom. And then check the 6th 7th, and 8th slide and hit insert. There you go. And let's just adjust the position of these zoom slides. There you go. Then go to align, distribute horizontally, and align it on the middle. And let's add some designs or reflection and remove the zoom border. Let's add some shadows as well. So there you go. Perfect. But we want to add some animations in each of these slides so that it won't look boring. So let's go to the motion path. There you go. Feel free to pause or rewind the video or our tutorial if you think we're doing fast explanation. So feel free to pause and go back to our tutorial earlier. So you just need to follow the things that I'm currently doing. There you go. And hit auto reverse. Go to timing. Select 3 seconds slow. And do not forget to hit the repeat until next click. Hit OK. There you go. So we will be needing this same animation to our third zoom slide. Let's hit this zoom slide, select animation painter, and select the third zoom slide. So it only copied the animation from the first slide. So for our middle slide, we just need to make it on the upward motion, just like this. There you go. So we just need a little bit adjustment. There you go, a little bit adjustment right over here. So feel free to pause and go back to our tutorial later on if you think that our explanation is quite fast. So we need to adjust the effect, remove the smooth start, smooth end, click auto reverse, go to timing, make it slow, and hit repeat until next click. Hit OK. There you go. Now we are done. Don't forget to make the animation with previews. So start animation with previews. Okay, so that all of the animation will begin automatically once we reach on this slide. Last thing that we need to do is to select this slide and hit return to zoom. There you go. So you will see the difference once we play this. So if we have the return to zoom, here's how it looks like. If we click this slide, and then if we click again, it will return on the 5th slide. But if we don't have the return to zoom, it will look like this. So if we click this, it will move on to the next slide. There you go. It won't return on the 5th slide. But it's all up to you, okay, if you want to have that kind of effect. But let's first have the return to zoom for our presentation today. And yeah, I think we are done right now. I think we are done. So let's check what we have here for our zoom effect. Let's hit this and then click again to return. Hit this slide, click again, and then let's hit this slide again, and then click for it to return back. There you go. Just smooth and fantastic zoom transition effect. So far, we have this morph transition and zoom effect. So this is our output. And that's the end of our PowerPoint animation tutorial today. I really hope that you've learned something valuable today that will help you to become a pro PowerPoint creator, acing your academic, work, and business presentation. If you find my tutorial interesting, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be always updated to our new advanced PowerPoint tutorials, free PowerPoint giveaways, and also more inspired PowerPoint designs. Again, I am beyond grateful and thank you so much to all of you who subscribe to my YouTube channel and also followed me on my Facebook page. You could also follow me on my Instagram at PRTN Slides. And if you are new to my channel and would like to ramp up your competencies in creating PowerPoint presentation, you are not late because this is the beginning of my journey and helping people, especially my fellow Filipinos, to unleash our creativity in creating awesome PowerPoint presentations. Thank you everyone. May you all have a wonderful day ahead. Smile and let's grab the A+ grade. We'll make them focus. See you again!